Let's just act like Carlos isn't here when he gets here, everybody. Well, hello, everybody. This is Steve, KM9G, and today we're going to talk about ACARS. I am joined by my lovely assistant, Jim Perry from FEP Labs Radio, and I sure hope Carlos gets here, because I don't know what we're going to do without Carlos today. So, Jim, how's it going over there?
Going well, going well. Dropped a video yesterday. Yeah. Made some people happy, made some people unhappy.
With the tactical Abri antenna?
Yeah, dang it, it's not bad.
It's not
bad. It kind of works pretty good.
The biggest problem with it is that it's the biggest 2-meter handy-talkie antenna on the planet, right?
Dude, it will bring in the ladies.
I got one right here, man.
Flies to sugar, man. I'm telling you.
So
they'll say, "Oh my God, your antenna is massive."
Mine's a little bit of an up game. I've got this man pack thing going on here with the Abri sticking out the top.
They think you were like, from SWAT or SEAL Team 6 or something.
Hey, I'm in a show right now, hon. Come back later.
Meal Team 6, you say? Great.
Yeah. So let's see who all is in the chat today. Starting from the top, we got Andy Cowley as first as always. JT6188 claiming he is 222nd. Jim stealing the limelight, saying he's not TO using my account, the hacker that he is. Good thing he's in information security, so I know he's safe there. John Hummel Newell, welcome, John.
I've never been called safe before.
Liberty Cave is also not TO. Anybody who's not TO, sound off in the chat, please. Let's see. Who else do we have? All the people that showed up on time for the show, just like Jim and I did. Still waiting for Carlos to get here. Nunya. Nunya's a new name. I just started looking into this Sunday, so I'm pretty pumped for this one. I am too. I looked into it just enough to act like I might know what I'm doing, but I still don't. So we're gonna play along together. Tonight's show is about ACARS, which are the top secret text messages that the airplanes send to the ground. Like, please make sure to bring more coffee. And the right, left, rear tire is 1 psi low on pressure, or stuff like that. Marvin Dreesen, how are you doing? Shooter ready, stand by. Good to see you again. Beep. And I think that's all of the on-timers. Oh, Plasma Storm. Plasma was here right before time. Christian Claiborne says he sees dead numbers. Lou from Hiking and Hammond. Lou, I sent you a pink radio. I sent you a picture of a pink radio. Let's be very clear on that. I don't have that kind of deep pockets.
We are not judging, man. It's okay.
All right. The other Andy is here. And then the chat just blinked. All right. Everybody's rolling in. Fantastic. So, let me send Carlos a message.
Carlos supposed to get here.
Yeah, let me send him a message.
You can try sending a message, but the thing is, I know that I'm already live on the stream, dude. So, it's...
don't know where anybody is today.
Well, it depends on if I've reversed the screen or not, and I don't really remember where I left it last time. So
right, I just always point in the opposite direction that I think I should point in. So you're over there, which is not where you actually are in real life.
Right.
So,
but we can all.
Carlos, didn't see you there. How are you, my friend?
He snuck in. What's up, brother?
Price of gas and inflation.
No, it's down. It's $3 at Costco, man.
It's still up, man.
That's pretty low.
I know it's up, but
when I came to this country, it was 84 cents a gallon.
When did you come to the mainland?
In the 80s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I consider Puerto Rico like almost a state, really. So I don't want to say this country because that would be awkward.
No, it's this country because Puerto Rico is its own country and we are just a colony of the United States. If anyone doesn't understand that,
it's an ugly word. It's an ugly word.
No, it's a
territory.
No, we're a colony.
Minor outlying island.
The politically correct term is a territory. The factual term is colony.
I think I stepped in something. I'm trying really hard not to step in anything, man. You're the only Puerto Rican friend I have, so I don't want to. Well, no, you're not. I have one that's female. She's much better looking than you are.
I should hope so. If she's a female, I mean, good God.
She's got you. A couple reasons she got you beat right there.
Yeah.
Well,
so.
Ask her. She'll tell you we're a colony. It's okay. We accept.
Hey, the ape is here.
We know we're second fiddle. We're not. We're not trying to change the world here.
What's up, Adam? Lionel dropped in. Ron said when he came into this country, gas was 29 cents a gallon. I
Holy moly.
remember being a small child, like 8 or 9, my mom pulling into a gas station in Southern Illinois to gas up so we could come back home from visiting grandparents or something. And she pulls into the gas station and gets up to the pump, and gas is like 39 cents a gallon. And my mom lost her mind and started ranting. And there's no one, and this is when they still came to your car to pump the gas. And she's like, "No, we're leaving." The dude's coming out, with his little rag and his squeegee, and she's like, I'm not paying 39 cents a gallon. That's ridiculous.
So I can see where you get your obstinance from.
Francis, here we are. And
Well, something about the apple and falling far from the tree or not so far from the tree. Something like that.
Well,
over there.
Oh my goodness. All right.
I'm sharing.
So we're going to do some cool airplane. I don't like to say the word tracking because that may be a keyword or something.
So thanks to Ron for the big tip.
word.
I got the dim map option turned off because that was pretty depressing looking at the dim map all day long. So big shout out to Ron. Thank you for that. The option to do that, this is going to be really hard, but you go into the settings menu and you click dim map off. And then it's
slow
no
down,
longer
man.
dim.
Slow down. That's crazy.
So folks, you've gotten your nugget of wisdom for tonight. That's all tonight.
out.
I'll see y'all later. Yeah.
That's all, folks.
Okay, so I got to ask right now, what are them wiggly lines all around the airplanes?
So this dark blue outline, maybe it's dark green depending on your level of color coordination ability.
Acuity.
Yeah, there you go. Acuity. Keenness of vision. So that is the farthest away that I have heard a signal. So that's essentially my antenna's effective receipt envelope. It's my
cool.
far field plot.
You can tell which way the window's facing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And this is basically given because that's like this purple plane up here. Once he flies off this part here, he might fill in that little gap. And then the whole radiation pattern will change. This isn't actually the radiation pattern that my antenna can pick up. This is the radiation pattern as is effectively broadcast to me from planes in the sky.
Where is Shay McGrain on that map?
This big black dot in the center here.
Okay.
So.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
And there is an airport over here in Eau Claire, which is clear water. But I'm not picking up any signals from Eau Claire, but I am getting them from Minneapolis St. Paul Airport that's out here. And then there's a couple of smaller airports where these Cessnas are flying out of. So like this purple plane right here is going to go right off the side, and I might get an update of the coverage map.
Hover over that plane. So that is a non-US registered plane. And if you click on it, it'll give you the details on the left side. So
is that a Canadian plane?
No, UK.
UK.
So 787-9.
Is that? Oh, that's the flight number on top. I thought that was the registration. I was trying to figure that out. Okay, that's the flight number.
So Liberty's asking what frequency and what kind of antenna. This is running on 1090 megahertz or 1.09 gigahertz, depending on how you speak, what language you choose. And the antenna that I have currently listening is a mag mount antenna, but we also last week tested out a PCB based antenna. So you can see that's kind of a dipole configuration there on that PCB. And then we also tested out a rubber duck style of antenna. And both of them worked, all three of them worked out very well, but the mag mount's probably the best one I've got going here because of the ground plane of my MFJ 849 power meter, the big metal box it's magnetically mounted to.
I'm doing math in my head right now. That's like $9 or $10 a gallon.
Yeah, $10 a gallon. Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to convert liters to gallons and then whatever their money is to whatever our money is. So.
Well, it's $10 Australian. That may be like $1.50 a gallon or something. I don't know.
Like,
James is asking, what does that have to do with ACARS? I don't know if he's talking about Jim's rant or about the thing on the screen. The thing on the screen is just a recap from last week so we can catch up to where we currently are. So then we can figure out where we need to go. And Jim's rant has nothing to do with...
I'm wearing a black shirt. I was channeling my inner Molson. That's it.
Ah, okay.
Is that it?
I'm going with it.
Am I planning on putting the antenna outside? Ron wants to know. the short answer to that is no, because there isn't an effective way to get it outside. But maybe like a year from now or something like that, I'll have a better Raspberry Pi monitor all the things station going on. But for now, I don't have any plans to get it outside. Let's see what we're talking about with ACARS.
Aircraft addressing and reporting system. Is that right?
So inside the cockpit, you'll see this little control panel here. And let's see if we can find it. Nope, that's the computer that does it.
I think that's the INS that you're pointing at. ACARS is probably part of it, isn't it?
And then this is the control panel itself. Let me see if I can get an even bigger version of it. There we go.
I would murder someone if I had to type something on that control panel.
Because it's not QWERTY layout.
Exactly. Like A through Z on a straight... Oh, no, go to hell. No, straight to hell.
And remember, you're supposed to be doing this while flying a plane. I mean, I realize that the plane kind of flies itself and you just give it little hints on where you want it to go.
If you're flying a plane that has this dingus in it, you have a co-pilot and possibly an engineer as well. So,
But
so this is the device.
Even then, you know, the airline industry, or the, what do you call it? Not the airline industry.
They're in the 70s, man.
Industry,
early 80s.
Get their head out of their butt, because that is horrible.
This looks like it came out of the Apollo program, which would have made it awesome, but the fact that it's inside of a modern aircraft is kind of scary.
That probably did.
Yeah.
If you've ever looked inside one of the Apollo 11 and on capsules, their control panel looks fairly similar.
So the pilot, while flying the plane, will reach over here and punch in CHEM space TRAILS space ON, and then we'll get that message down on the ground here. We'll hear it. So this is what we're going to work on tonight. And Carlos, are you going to be leading us tonight, or are we just going to kind of be?
I'm going into this blind. I don't have ACARS set up on any of my boxes, so I actually took a little spare Pi W2 or Pi W, Pi W. And I put a fresh image of Raspbian on it about an hour ago.
Excellent. You're prepared.
That way we can figure this out. And if I screw it up, I'm not screwing up any of my existing systems. And then if it works, then I can do this on my existing systems and add ACARS to it.
I don't know what you're trying to pick, Jim.
Are you picking too, or is it just scrolling?
It's just scrolling.
I give up. I keep trying. There we go. That's the MCDU. Tom, whatever that stands for, I don't know. Master Control Data Unit?
Probably.
Like that?
But it's my understanding, and I am not the expert here, but it's my understanding that that's where they punch in the messages that we're trying to receive.
Well, that's what I was saying. That's more than just the ACARS. ACARS is probably part of that dinosaur console, I think.
If you're flying United, that's where they're typing, beat up another
right?
Send security to gate.
Because they just did that like a month ago or so, didn't they? Again.
Right.
Again.
And
people
Christian
still fly
is right.
United?
Every time you update anything in an airplane, it requires a lot of paperwork. The FAA makes the FCC look like a bunch of pikers. I mean,
and I am sadly very aware of that, because skydiving is the same way, right? We are technically regulated by the FAA, so anything new, it takes forever to get through on the skydiving side.
Yeah. I forgot what STC stands for, and I should know that.
Standard Technical something?
I don't remember. No, it's something about change. I don't remember. One of you guys can drop it in the chat. I don't remember. Anyway, sorry. I hijacked your show, Steve. I apologize with trivia.
Again.
It's the personality, man. It's just...
Well, you let me know when you turn it on.
Oh.
Wow. Zing. Zippy. Doodad zing. So, ACARS, do you have a package that we're going to install, or am I just going to wing this on the googly goo on my side?
So I looked up ACARSDec, ACARS Decode, and that looked like it was fairly easy to install. Okay. But I don't know how it's going to interact with the existing ADSB software that's on there. And I don't know if the ADSB software we installed has that.
It wouldn't, right? But the thing is, you would have to... So when you plug in more than one RTL-SDR or software-defined radio, to a Raspberry Pi, excuse me, or any other computer, you have to assign them serial numbers or they don't work right? So you should be able to type RTL_SDR, I think, and it should give you a list of the devices you have connected.
Hang on one second. Keep talking. I just gotta stand up.
So, yeah, it's not RTL-SDR. Let me actually let me install RTL-SDR on my unit and.
No, it's a different piece of software, and I told Steve before the show I ran this on a Pi before, but I don't remember the app. And I think if you go in the package manager, have you got the GUI up?
I do not. I'm a command line guy.
Well, can you know how to do a search for ACARS from the apt-get on the command line?
Yeah. Hang on.
There you go, Jim.
I thought that was it. I don't remember off the top of my head. Of course, you know.
None.
I apologize. I'm not worthy.
Well, I mean, I do this all day long.
Yeah. So it's RTL_SDR, but you have to have RTL-SDR package installed ahead of time, which I don't. I have a fresh image of Debian or Ubuntu.
Try ACARS with a splat on it, Steve.
Well, yeah, it does that by default.
Does it? Okay. We'll disregard. Oh!
Yeah, this is different stuff, though.
Well, but it's somewhat validated, the splat.
Common access card. Jim feels validated. Golang.
Somewhat.
A la carte.
Golang. Oh, dear, good. No.
Not really a programming language? Oh, did I just offend people?
Listen, if you won't, I will.
Right. That's why we brought Carlos.
That's right.
You can send your hate mail to N8YO, care of
Right.
FEP Labs Radio, P.O. Box 867-5309, Luck, Wisconsin. 333.
Hef's here. apt-get install ACARS, yeah.
Oh, I wonder if it could do that. Would it do that?
Well, it's considering it didn't find it in the database. Let's do...
No, you got to have the right package name.
Let's update first.
I think you can do a wildcard install too, but you got to have some semblance of the package name. Like
hey,
if
we'll
you
talk
typed,
after the show.
If you typed apt-get install pyth star, you'd get like 1,000 packages that start with Python.
Oh, I did that wrong.
So I'm trying to list my RTL-SDR devices. And I thought it was RTL_SDR.
So the chat is saying there's a different source that you need to add to your
yeah. They're telling me I need to add the repository, but they're not saying what repository.
Which repo? Thank you.
I was getting to that one. Which repo, fellas?
Liberty's saying Nala install. Yes, we can use the other package manager also. Anyway, I'm just having fun. I hope everybody else is having fun because we can short circuit this and compile it directly from source and install it. But we're trying to figure out if there's a way that it integrates with ADSB Exchange's software, the software that we installed last week. And I did not copy those commands over from the last stream, so they're not in the description. But I will grab them from my notes.
You can always type history and show them all.
And it is Weedhopf. And let's see if Mr. Weedhopf has any scripts to share with us.
Well, I was going to say I've got something here to share that lists the
all the packages he has made available to us. Wow. ACARS Decode 2.
RTL-SDR, which needs the EEPROM.
There it is, ACARSDec.
ACARS Decode 2. There's a GitHub.
So what you're saying is it should have cheated and had this ready.
Nah.
I do. because he does stuff like this, and then we
No,
sit here and I
this is-
feel bad.
This is the point. You guys are supposed to be the comic relief, and we're supposed to be figuring it out, and we're doing a good job.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Well, you know.
So
The audience
So-
understands.
install SDR. Has that been accomplished?
No.
And then we need to type these EEPROM commands to serialize the
You're on that
dongle.
1990s website.
It's not my 1990s website.
This side up. Open carefully. What do you got, Carlos?
This is all your fault.
240-43s. Nice. Got the big boys. You can make anything with that.
You make
ACARS Deco 2 installation script for Pi and Buster or Bullseye.
hot dog. Look at that.
Yes, I'm looking at the one from the same guy that we used last week.
Weedoff?
Yeah.
He's got an ACARS install?
That's the one.
He's got ACARSDec, which he
That's the one
forked
I just pulled up.
from. You got AD2,
Yes,
and
that's
I
the
have
same one.
ACARSDec. So
Bro,
that one's mine.
they
That
both
one's-
say 82.
They don't both say 82. That's what I'm trying to tell you. See, mine says ACARSDec.
Oh,
Yours
okay.
says 82.
You said I had ACARS deck.
No,
so I, was
I said
confused.
I have the one from last week. Chuck and
Easy.
Ape aren't here to fight with each other.
Easy. There's no need to go at each other's throats.
Oh, this is mild. You should have seen us at Huntsville,
You know, let me get the pay-per-view set up first, okay?
right? There's
Steve
things that I
gets
just
up
can't
early.
say on stream that I can say in person. Hey, Ted.
Steve shared a lot of his secrets with me at Huntsville. I'm still kind of trying to recover from that.
Have I told you about my cheese preferences yet today?
Right.
Are you traumatized, Jim?
I'm still trying to get untraumatized.
So let's do chat roulette. What is the chat thing? Should we go with ACARSDec by the same guy that we used last week, or should we blaze new trails with AD2? I'm happy either way, because that's what the show is all about, is watching us flail about and do stupid things, so you don't have to. But
Hef Jason posted a link. He's got ACARS deck is what he sent to you.
let's see.
Or he posted in K-Toads. So I say go with ACARS deck.
All right, so here's what we do.
Yeah, that's the
You
same
go
one.
ACARSDec. I'll go with 82. We'll see.
And see which one of you gets data faster. There you go.
Excellent.
Okay, send me the link to 82. I don't have it.
That would be a Jim question.
Yeah, hang on, Carlos Felix. That is here. You want me to send it to you in Discord?
Sure.
Or actually, I'll just post it in K-Toads. It's faster than me finding you in Discord. There you go. 82 is posted up in the K-Toads Discord channel.
I shall find it.
Or I could air gap.
That's not what I want.
Wow. I just walked into a link I wasn't expecting.
Don't
Well,
post that, Carlos.
You did get it from Jim. Why is that wider than my screen? There we go. Okay, so I downloaded the code from ACARSDec, and I changed into the folder that I downloaded it into, and I made a directory called build. I changed into build. I'm going to run cmake ... and let's see what it says. It says it's not found, so now we have to install cmake.
Lionel, right? I'm out of beer, Lionel. I would get a peep. Maybe I'll leave and go get some brown liquor.
We'll
Look
be
at
here.
you with your pseudo bang bang.
Because I have some of the Highlands finest available.
Now we're installing the cmake package.
So, just for some of the folks in the chat who may or may not know exactly what he's doing, besides we're installing this on the Pi, he's creating this app from source and has to download a whole ton of libraries. And cmake, which is a program that will take an instruction file and it tells the compiler, which you also have to install, how to create
Yeah, I haven't
all
installed
the
the compiler.
associated files and what libraries are required, etc., etc. And that's what it's telling him right now is
Yeah.
you don't have all the stuffs yet.
It says, I don't have libacars2. So let me go find where he's got a link to libacars2.
Check out the big brain on not Molson.
I've done this a couple times, you know. I had to take the Wall Street Journal's cybersecurity section from Friday and I wrote a 4-page memo to distill it down for someone in my company because apparently it's too complicated what the Wall Street Journal wrote.
Randy? All right, so now I'm downloading libacars.
So now he's going to go...
I'm spelling it wrong.
Do you have to make that, or was it an already compiled object?
I haven't made it yet. I just downloaded the code.
Okay. So now he's going to do the same thing. He's going to do a make on that libacars library file, which as he makes it, it will link it with everything it needs to link with, C header files, and so on and so forth, and it'll move it to the right place. And now he's going to try once again to compile the ACARS system after he makes sure that the library file's in the right place.
No SDR option set, are you sure? So this is where we've got to set the SDR option.
So it still said it couldn't find libacars either.
Why? Oh.
Je ne sais pas.
What is it? I think it's either depmod or ldconfig. I don't remember which. And they're free to run, so I just run them.
Okay, so I ran the script and it's finished rather quickly, but nothing is running. So
That's
something ain't right.
That's where I was going, Stephen. Yep.
You know,
so it wasn't that one.
Carlos was too fast on the trigger.
Listen, it worked for me.
That's right.
It worked for me.
Who are you going to make happy with that?
Oh, I forgot.
Me?
I know what I forgot.
We are pigs.
Yes, we are.
Thank you, John. I'm trying.
See,
make install.
Let's look at the system logs.
JT is doing ouzo shots.
Oh, sorry.
It's a bad
I have
idea.
never had ouzo. I've smelled it one time, and I thought that someone dumped av fuel in the jar.
Isn't that the one that tastes like licorice, or am I getting that confused with another one?
I think it smells like kerosene. But
Well, smell and taste are two different things, right?
now, if it smells like crap, it generally tastes like crap.
I present you Malort.
Malort.
Yes. You're Chicago and you know what Malort is.
No, I don't.
You should know, and you should know better than to drink it.
Well, that's probably why I don't drink it. I blocked it from my head.
So
I also don't eat Scrapple either.
Oh, you're missing out.
I don't even know what it is.
No,
the first
neither
time I
does
heard about
anybody else.
Scrapple was on The Wire.
It's the scrap of the pig.
When
That's the easy
McNulty
way
asked
to
some
put it.
chick if she wanted to go get some Scrapple, and she said yes. And I'm like, I don't know what that means.
It's an easy way to get over a hangover.
It's a terrible way to get over hangover because she's going to toss your cookie some more. That's what you're going to do.
Listen, after haggis, I tasted haggis. I've ate haggis. My
haggis is
people are
delicious in
Scottish.
comparison to Scrapple.
Haggis was...
Scrapple I heard of because I was born in Baltimore.
Right.
So we're watching paint dry, essentially. We're watching software compile right now. And I downloaded the code from GitHub, and
Now,
I
you're
made the
getting
build.
a lot of messages here. Are these...
They're not red, so I'm not worried.
Okay.
They're just warnings. Downloaded the code from GitHub, changed into the folder, made the build folder, ran the cmake command, which would configure it. And then I did the make, and then I forgot to do the make install, which is why we couldn't move forward. So now we're back to the make install. So we're doing the compiling, which is after that's finished, it's then going to copy it to where it belongs on the machine. And then we'll continue where we left off again. And really the big takeaway from this is do this frequently and it all becomes muscle memory.
Yeah. Compiling can be... I'll be honest with you. I know what he's doing. I understand the steps he's doing. I'm not a coder by any stretch of the imagination. My coding days stopped with Turbo Pascal for DOS. And the problem I've always had is not understanding C nearly well enough, because there's always some library files you got to find. You got to get them linked in, which is what he was doing with that libacars file, which is still thwarting him.
Oh, no, it's found. That's what I was highlighting. It says found.
Oh, found.
ACARS
I'm sorry.
too. Now we've got
See,
it.
I was so traumatized by that already, I just saw the same bad message. And that's the problem I have with compiling stuff. If everything's in the right place and cmake works, sunshine and puppies, man. But you can go down a serious rabbit hole chasing down library files, and then this library requires that library, and that library requires you that library, and so on and so forth.
So there you can see the error of my ways, if you want to see that.
Are you sharing something?
Yeah. This
Let
is
me
Carlos's
copy-
screen now.
Oh, there we go. Oh, see, Carlos is having a very bad day.
No, I'm not having a fantastic day.
Okay,
The
well,
computer, on the other hand, may be having a bad day.
See you
I
later,
just
Lionel.
don't care enough.
Lionel,
about the-
see you, brother.
See you, Lionel.
What are you? Well, you're at least trying to start the service.
Yeah, but it's just getting him the same error over and over again.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's saying there's an illegal instruction in the config file. So is there a config file you need to go jiggle, or was this during your compile?
This is during config. Let me get the config file here.
So you see where it says user share ad282-start.sh line 4
Yeah.
and then an error? So Carlos, open that file and go look at line 4.
Yes.
Which one?
That file right there below your cursor.
User share ad282-start.sh.
Nano. I use VI, just
Like a real man.
like He-Man. I did cut my teeth on Pico, but
Well, Nano's just a smaller version of Pico, right?
yeah, but Nano doesn't make you crazy. Line noise is a Pico command.
Okay.
Line 4.
Well,
Well,
line
there
4
are
is
only
used
line 4s.
in holding
So-
the config.
You're supposed to be passing it something there, buddy. Probably the address of your RTL-SDR, I would guess.
So where
Or
it
device
says
name.
user share 8282.conf. So what it's trying to do is it says config is empty is your second line. The first line is what we call the shebang. Go back in there. I'm narrating that file
Sorry.
real quick. So the first line is the shebang. We call it that because it's pound bang bin sh. So it's that tells the computer which programming language to run to parse this file. The next one says set config equal to nothing. Line 3 says while read-r line blah, blah, blah. Basically, it says read every line out of the 82.conf file into the variable called config, and then we're going to pass it to user share 82 ACARS deco 2. So now we got to go make sure that that file, user share 82.conf, has contents.
Well, I was going to say, the other thing I would do, and we can do that, I would go run that command from the CLI and see what message it gives you directly instead of trying to pass it a variable, so you know what to put in that variable.
So that is the content of the 82.conf file.
Yep, and that's what it should be passing as the variable. So now try and run that line and pass it those parameters. Whatever that line was that was inside of the 82. You can just do that. There you go. And then copy that line and you shouldn't need to be root to run it. And that looks like an airband frequency.
Well, it's
Yeah,
definitely
that's going to be, yeah. That's in the air band. I don't think.
Yeah,
Well,
I want to send
we'll
it only
see.
one frequency to start with, and
Yeah, that makes sense.
illegal instruction.
Just try it without any parms, Carlos.
Yeah,
and see
so
what
it's the ACARS 2 deco program that's complaining. Now we're going to get way into the weeds on debugging Linux software. Yep.
Well, that's just a picture of a middle finger right there.
Pretty much.
So go back to the line again, go to the beginning of the line and put in strace for stack trace.
Oh, Steve's going way in the weeds on that.
Well, I'm assuming you just forgot to install a library and don't know it. So maybe it'll tell us what the library is, or maybe we'll
Right.
have to let you go back to the instructions for a minute.
Wow, that was fun. Hang on, let me do that again.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Read from the bottom up. So there was an illegal instruction. It was killed by sig ill because it's sick. But somewhere as you read up, it's going to say what's missing. And it's really a pain in the butt to read all of that. So now just scroll up on your screen. Open right there. Read only. Yeah, that's not it. That file's going to be no such file or directory. You see where it says that?
I do not, but
But see, you're not getting the no such file or directory
These
error.
are ACARS frequencies segmented by regions, those frequencies that are up there. So the aircraft's changing
Yeah, the ones that you were
frequencies en
sharing
route.
before.
where do you see no such file or directory at? I don't see the no such file.
It's at the end of the line. Like the first 5 lines on your screen, I'll say it at the end of the line.
Over and over.
Oh, okay, there I'm at. Okay, so no such file or directory says missing these
You're missing a ton of libraries.
libraries here.
Yep.
TLS v6L.
And so you downloaded a binary or you ran the compiler?
I ran the script that was in that website that Jim sent. This is why I did this on a new system. That way I'm not screwing up my live system.
Right. I would
And that's
suggest
a fantastic
rerunning your
suggestion.
script with a sh-x, which will show you the lines. But I think it missed install. It's expecting some libraries to be installed that ain't there.
Okay.
So I think
So-
you're flogging a dead horse right there until we fix that. Or just
Okay.
pull up your install scripts, Carlos. Let's take a look at it real quick.
Hang on. Let me get there.
Well, Greg, he's trying to compile it, so
Hey,
it
Vern.
shouldn't be a binary issue, as long as he's got all the right libraries in there compiled correctly. as
And what did
well.
you say to run, Jim? On the script?
Well, let's just just edit the script, pull it up in Nano or Vi
Okay, fine.
or
That'd be
Joe
good.
or Pine,
Mhm.
or if you have balls or steel, Eco. Oh, you ran it directly from GitHub. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's take a look at it real quick. See what he's doing.
Okay.
Folders, blah. And he's getting a bunch of crap.
Oh, there it is. It knows it's an RPi.
Yep. So at this point, this is not a quick process, but I would start double checking that folders got created. Writing code to start up script file 82 start.
So we know
And
that the folder's there because we've already pulled data out of it.
Right.
Yeah. And see, he created your down there toward the bottom, Carlos, writing code to start up script file. He created the script file.
Yep.
That config file just fine. So just reading backwards, it's like I'm gonna say you're missing some libraries. Scroll on down. Let's see what else is there. I mean, those are all straightforward. There's nothing really tricky there.
Let's see.
Install folders. There's contents of that file.
Yeah,
Service
create-
file, which worked because he tried to start the service. The app just wouldn't go.
So service files are all there. I already checked that.
I think you're missing the dependencies.
Yeah.
Question is, where are the dependencies? That's
So
the
you got to
problem.
go back to your GitHub doc and see what you missed.
Yeah. There's
Wait a
probably
minute,
some
after
prereqs
read?
you didn't do. I know, it's painful.
Copy and paste the following command in SSH console and press the enter key. The script will install and configure ACARS Decode 2. If after the script, blah, 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 after the script completes, it will be displaying this much. Okay, I get all that. I got all that. You can edit the config there. I got that done. See all the config parameters there. Great. But it doesn't mention any dependencies on here. So,
Vern 6, what's up, buddy?
burn!
Yeah,
Hey,
so this
dude.
is after the install script finishes. We're looking for the step before this.
So,
Yeah, you're missing stuff because it's puking out with the.
no, I get that, right? What I'm saying is, I have gone to the website that started this, and it doesn't mention requiring.
Oh, the GitHub site.
Yeah, so I'm at the GitHub reading the content of it, and there is no dependencies being asked for here.
Blueberry's trying to get your attention. Thank you, Blueberry. Because I think since you installed a fresh Raspberry Pi OS today, you probably are on the 64-bit version.
That was my next question.
This is the 32-bit version.
Oh, okay.
Let me go to, where's my it's like, there's a cat dev something. It's the OS release, right?
So I'll let you hack away on that for a bit there, Carlos. While you're doing that, this is my screen that I'm sharing out again. So we were able to find the libacars because I was able to get that installed. And then it's telling me that there's no SDR option set. Are you sure? And so I'm going to run it again, and I'm going to give it the -D RTL because this is an RTL dongle. So -D for dongle, RTL for the RTL dongle. This will work with an AirSpy. It'll work with a couple of others, but I know this is an RTL because it says so right on the dongle itself. And I know you guys can't see that. Just take my word for it.
Steve's dongle is so fancy it has writing on it.
So I think the problem is that I'm running too new a version. Because I'm running
Bullseye or Buster.
I'm running Bullseye, and I believe that script is very clearly towards Buster.
Oh, it's capital D.
Let's see. RPi23, blah, blah, blah. Yes, it's looking for Debian 9. Certainly not Debian 11. And I'm on Debian 11 at this point. So maybe I need to just wipe this card and start
whack it.
Makes
Start
sense.
over with 9. Yeah.
So it's trying to find libraries. And somebody mentioned that in the chat that it was from 2018 and looked like it was too old. And Liberty, you can do this with your 7100, but it would require a little bit more custom config because it's built for these kind of dongles, and your 7100 is a lot more macho than a dongle.
What you could do with the 7100 LC is pipe the audio. There's a couple other apps, and they might be Windows apps. I can't remember the name of them.
Tom
that will
Thank you, Tom.
take the audio stream if you're using a real radio. Now, this is pulling it straight off the IF on the dongle. So,
all right. So I am done with that. I was able to get the capital D. I did lowercase d by accident. So it's capital D RTL equals on, and now I can just do make, and we'll see the green text again.
Marvin, I had one. I had a 67 Monterey.
And if you pump it 3 times, it's flooded it. And if you pump it 2 times, it's right. Yeah.
That's it.
It's a gamble. It's like plugging a USB drive in, 50% of the time it's wrong, 100% of the time.
Oh, Tom nailed it. Thank you, Tom. Whackers on Windows and uses the sound input, LC. I knew there was at least one program that would use a sound input off of a regular radio.
And that's spelled WACARS. Just
probably for Windows ACARS.
Just in case you're getting this on like a podcast or something, so you know what Jim's talking about.
I said whacker.
I know what you said. I just want to make sure they know what you said.
In honor of our friend who is not on the stream with us, but here in spirit, the whackers. Tom, are you a pilot too? I think you are. So awesome. Thank you for being here, man.
So
is he new? Because I don't remember seeing him before. AE1TP.
All right, so mine is installed. Now I have to figure out how to run it.
Well, the first thing I would do is type ACARSDec and see what happens.
So ACARSDec, and then to scan the frequencies of 131.525, 131.725, and 131.825. And the interesting part about it is I don't have the right dongle plugged in, and something else is listening to it, the TAR 1090 from last week's show. RTL dongle number 0.
Should be okay. James, you're a pilot too? Excellent.
What did you complain about?
Single engine, about 250 hours. That's it. I couldn't remember. Tom, I don't remember everybody's name. Steve probably does. I don't.
Weird.
Oh, Ron gave you the command line to run it, Steve.
Thank you, Ron.
Oh, Tom's in Bahrain at 03:16 in the morning. So, Steve, your reach is worldwide, and apparently you are magnetic enough to get people to watch YouTube videos at 3:16 in the morning local
Awesome.
time. That's hardcore, brother. Excellent.
So I'm going back to Buster.
You're going to Buster back to Buster?
Busting it back to Buster. So again, another good reason for me to have done this on a different system, or at the very least, if you're playing around, grab a different SD card from your live system, test this stuff out before you do it.
Yeah.
So that you don't screw up your live system.
James, are you commercial? I assume. Instrument, obviously, if you're commercial. I had dreams of a career change out of IT into flying for a living.
How'd that work out for you?
Not really realistic at
you
age
see where he's
45. I'm still in IT, so.
Well, you know.
Yeah, Ron, there is no ACARSDec.RTL on this machine. But that's okay. We will persevere on. I will do the rest of that command line.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, just do the
P-8-R0.
And for what it's worth in the chat, congratulations, Ron, who got
I
his
think
extra.
R0 is not going to work for you because R0 is the dongle for 1090. So you're going to have to run RTL_SDR and see what lists, and one of them should error out because it's in use. Yeah, you should have RTL-SDR already. Okay,
No,
installed.
I don't.
So,
I'm just
fellas,
taking
I
a
have
guess here.
I have a Unix, a Raspberry question here, or a Debian
It's
question.
it's
rather.
RTL-SDR for the package, and then the actual command is underscore.
What is
Don't
the
ask me.
difference between apt-get install and apt-install?
Apt is more modern.
Oh, well,
So
that would
apt gives
explain
you
why I've been using
It
apt-get.
saves you 4 keystrokes, Jim.
It gives you the pretty
keystrokes.
colors. See how I have yellow at the bottom instead of just white and black? And then wait for it. It gets even better.
I mean, I think I've done apt by itself, and I was like, I don't see the difference. Who cares?
And then see, there's a progress bar. You see that progress bar?
That is fancy.
That's
okay,
sexy right there.
Nerd
Yeah.
sexy.
Apt has been in use. Now here's where I'm showing my age. Apt has been in use for like 10 years, so it's 10 years newer than Jim. There's a new program called Nala that Liberty Cave mentioned, and Nala's newer than me, and I haven't started using Nala yet. One of these days.
You know, I'm still used to downloading sources and compiling from.
Right?
So you should be able to.
Ron got extra. FYI, I think I said that, and we kind of
You did. Congratulations, Ron.
y'all
Congrats,
talked
Ron.
over me rudely.
Well,
so Ron
yeah.
now can fold space. He's a third stage guild navigator.
Let's see. Try RTL_TCP.
And I'm jealous.
No, RTL TCP actually turns it into a TCP IP service. Let's see. Try EEPROM.
That was one of the commands in the
Found 0.
Okay, so it found one device. It hasn't found your other device.
I don't have
And
the other
that-
device plugged in.
Oh, well, there you go.
There's your problem.
You have to insert the other device and change its serial number. So
that was in
that
the instructions in that.
so after you change the serial number, then you change that command line to the new serial number.
This was what this thing was saying earlier. That you need to, after you install RTL-SDR, you need to set your dongle serial number.
Right. And I only have one dongle, and I did pick, as Ron pointed out, -R0 to use
Okay.
the number 0, which is the only one I have installed.
Okay.
But is this the same system that has the ADSB client running on it?
Yeah, I'm shutting that off now.
Okay.
James, I'm with you. I've tested a couple 3 times. I need to actually dedicate some daily time to study for it.
Read SB. See if Read SB is listed in there. Yeah.
There it is.
So Read SB is going to be what actually uses the device.
There we go. So the device was in use and I couldn't use it, and so we freed it up.
That's an outstanding point. See, I didn't know that. I didn't realize it was exclusively like it's locked to the.
I didn't either.
To the app. Okay.
And this is the other dongle, the blue one for ADSB. I haven't plugged this one in yet. I wanted to see how it would go, and so far it's not receiving anything. I'm kind of not surprised. And that blue one, Carlos, that blue one has a built-in bandpass filter, right? So it shouldn't be hearing it anyway. All right, so
correct.
Plug in the blue one. Plugging in the orange one.
Joe Brett K5YVY is up in the house. What's up, Joe Bro?
You can try to make his voice, but you can't match it.
No, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's my homage to Joe.
K5YVY. All right, so
now
that
was actually pretty good. That was good. So I got so excited my voice squeaked. I didn't. K5YVY.
Okay, and so what I will do is I will update the description with the instructions that I ran, and we've gotten to the point where we're listening, but I don't know that we're going to hear anything.
It should stream it on the screen if you have an antenna that can read it.
It should, but this antenna is not. I mean, this is the 1090 antenna. I'm trying to listen to 131. You know, 1090 megahertz antenna where I'm trying to listen to 131 megahertz.
Do you have a 2-meter antenna sitting around?
I've got that Abri antenna.
Do it, son. Do it.
I got to get adapters. Hang on.
Chip chop. 1090 antenna. Jesus Christ. It's like playing cards with my brother's kids. Phil, I got to get back to you. I did not forget you. I just forgot to check the radio. I will do that right after the show. It's in the drawer right behind me here.
Forgot to check what radio.
Phil is interested in buying my 70D, and I was going to enumerate the stuff that was coming with it so we could work a deal.
Give you $350.
Son, if you're going to give me $350 for the FT70, it's in the mail to you tomorrow.
$3.50.
No. $350 dot.
$350.
Monster said $350.
I'm gonna need about $350.
$350.
In other news, while we're waiting,
this is hilarious,
and we're selling stuff.
Jeff.
I'm selling a parachute. Anybody want to buy a parachute?
Is it used? Lightly used?
Lightly used. Only one stain on it.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to be selling. Well, I'm trying to sell my parachute so that I can buy an even bigger parachute to have more loft time.
This is ridiculous.
I agree. Do it.
Tom, but he's close enough to Minneapolis, St. Paul. He should be seeing ACARS messages pretty much from any. Well, how far are you from MSP? Like 70 miles?
About an hour or so.
Yeah.
There it is. That's a closer match antenna with a lot more surface area than this thing.
More good, more better.
More good is mo better.
You can see it over there sitting next to the window. It's
now, which way does that window face, Steve?
North.
Well,
But there's a window right behind me that faces west towards the airport.
Okay.
How about 1.1K for a 7300? See, this is the sad part. The 7300 has gone up in value since I bought it.
Yes. That is. Yeah, Carlos, shut up.
Ooh, what?
Nothing.
Because Carlos bought Jim's old 7300.
That was
And
a
not for-
roundabout way to do it, too. Man.
Not for that much money. Yeah, because Carlos didn't buy it from Jim. Carlos bought Jim's radio, but not from Jim.
Right. That's hysterical.
Ron's saying it might take a few minutes to hear anything, so we will let that play on out.
I have a 706 for sale as well.
Fuel on board, left aft toilet is out, etc., etc. I saw an eBay auction for a 706, and essentially it said, "Do not buy this, $350." I'm like, at least try. It's like, yeah, we plugged it in, we couldn't test it. It's not putting out the right amount of output. We give up. It's yours, $350.
Yeah, I've seen
No.
a couple like that. I can't tell if this works, so I'm selling it for parts only, no refunds, no returns, no chance.
Right. And I wouldn't mind
happened,
buying a
Captain.
parts only 706 because Carlos has a parts only 706, and I think the two of them might make something interesting.
If they got together, it could happen.
Yeah, they could have a 7 and a 3/4.
Yeah, I have a
400
70. I have a 706 Mark One.
$400. First person to give me $400 before it gets it right now.
We're gonna go quick back to the live action on the screen cam here.
Oh,
We have
snap!
decoding.
We do.
Look at you.
Aircraft registry N416 Mike Charlie, flight ID 5 Yankee 8467, number Sierra 61 Alpha, reassembly skipped, so they're not putting the plane back together.
All right, so I'm going to pop up a tab, and I'm going to pull the registration on that airplane.
All right, so now that I have a Pi running Debian 9, let's see if I can run this script.
That is a 1956 Beech D45 single engine two-seater.
That is a fantastic deal, James. 706 Mark II G for $500. Test its output on all bands, make sure it's up to your specs, and get after it. That's a good radio.
It's a
James,
great
I have the
radio.
Mark 1, and I will throw in a Cisco tuner, an LDG tuner with the Cisco cable, and the separation cable, and a license for RT Systems software for the 706.
Ooh. Ron is saying
600.
take that tail number and look it up on ADSB.
Yeah, I did. I already did.
No, look it up on ADSB to see where it's flying.
Oh, well,
Not
yeah,
to see what it
I
is.
just, well, I don't care where it's flying. I just pulled up.
Ron cares.
Okay, stand by. Oh, my Lord. Y'all are as bossy as ape tonight.
Ron, it's like playing cards with my brother's kids. We have to find that sound bite.
I will do that as well.
Okay, so this thing is
Same problem.
same problem.
So
You know,
run the
even on-
ARSDecode 2 command all by itself. You'll probably get that illegal instruction thing.
What was that tail number, Steve?
November 416 Mike Charlie. Phil asked us at the same time.
Illegal instruction.
Oh, we got another one from the same plane. Still haven't
So-
put it back together yet.
So clearly,
Ooh.
this, your method works and mine does not. So let me go back to your method and try that. You use what, Weedhoffs?
Yes.
And
LibACARS needs to be installed first. If you go to Weedhoff's page,
Mhm.
I have it pulled up. I'll share it in the chat.
There she
let's
is.
see. I'm there. I have it on a different tab.
Okay.
So libacars needs to be installed.
Yeah, so Weedhoff's page for ACARSDec will have a link to libACARS.
So that was apparently some kind of old registration I pulled, because according to this, N416 Mike Charlie is a 747-400.
It's flying too.
Yeah, it's airborne now.
I mean, it's in it for the long haul, is what I'm getting at. It's going to Seoul, Shooter
Yeah.
says. Chicago to Seoul.
That's a hump, too. I've been on that flight.
It's going over the top, though.
Yeah. It's still a hump. It's like 13 hours.
Well, they have beds on the plane.
Not in coach.
Does that look like I'm asking. I'm not. Does that look like a passenger aircraft? No. Does that look like it's a cargo plane or a passenger plane? I can't tell.
This looks like it is a Atlas Air, so I think this is a cargo plane.
Used for military movement. So no beds at all. She's squawking. Oh, we got another one. This is Charlie Dash Golf Juliet Whiskey Delta.
Charlie Dash Golf Whiskey Delta?
Golf Juliet Whiskey Delta.
Oh, Charlie Dash Golf Juliet.
So
it's about to crash into the other one.
So did you download libacars and compile it?
Yes.
Okay.
That's an A321. And she is going to somewhere. It's not really showing me a destination, or if it is, I don't see it yet.
I upset the delicate balance of the antenna. Now it won't stay erect on its own.
I hate it when that happens. That is an Air Canada bird.
Yeah.
Got it.
Right? That is the poutine run.
The poutine run. Yes.
Or the Timbits run. Take your pick.
And my antenna fell over. And took my Raspberry Pi with it.
Steve is having problems with his erection tonight.
Well, you guys wanted the big honking antenna on.
Oh,
and
yeah, so we're at least getting some data, right?
And I delivered. Now Ron is asking me to get the other dongle installed again. So I'm working on that. I gotta have a USB extension cord to make that happen.
Oh yeah, we're gonna turn that back on. Let's see.
So Carlos, do you know in all of your minutes of research pre-show, do you know if there was a way to see these messages in some type of useful format or?
Well, the AD2 has a built-in web server that puts them up on a web screen, right? So I'm wondering if this also, if the one that you installed also has that capacity by giving it the --HTTP port argument. So I would relaunch this with the tac help on it and see what gives.
Okay, so I'm going to start up TAR 1090 again. I'm going to start up read ADSB again.
Well, don't forget to change the serial number on your existing dongles.
So I yanked it out because this way I don't need to reconfigure the TAR 1090. And then when I plug this one in, I'll run the ACARSDec with R1 instead of R0.
Well, you still have to tell the dongle that it's R1 because by default it'll go to R0,
Correct.
even if there's another one there.
Correct. I'll explain it in a second.
Okay.
Carlos, is destination up here on ADSB Exchange somewhere?
Okay.
No, you actually have to look at the flight plan for it separately.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Okay, so what I did was I unplugged the orange one, I plugged the blue one in, I started TAR 1090 and read ADSB. So it was the only device that was installed and it was the proper device. After that's running, I then plugged the orange one in, which is now device number 1 on my screen. So if I run ACARSDec now, I need to change this -R0 to R1, and now we're back to where we used to be. But now I've got
So-
both dongles installed.
So kill ACARSDec and run ACARSDec and see what the command line parameters are with attack help. And see if it has the HTTP port available to it. Because if it does, then it lets you generate a self-hosted web page on whatever port you want. If you go to the instructions for the other one that we were trying, the one that failed on my Pi, it had the ability to run the what do you call it? An HTTP server on its own.
What does it mean when it says assembly skipped?
That it skipped the assembly.
I don't know in what context Tom was asking that.
Oh, that was Tom asking. So, I'm sorry, Tom. I was giving a smart Alec answer because it was Jim asking. But, Tom, since it's you asking, basically it means that it couldn't find enough information to decode the packet and therefore just skipped it.
Okay, so it's a partial message. I did this. I've done this, but man, it's been 8 or 9 years ago that I messed with this stuff. It was interesting for a while, and then most of it is like, I think it was Tom that said it. Sick passenger, send medical. Toilets backed up.
Beat up another passenger, send
Right.
security.
Right. I wonder if they have a. Tom, do you know, is there a transponder code to say, well, I guess they'd use the emergency one. Wonder if there was a transponder code for passenger as a dipstick. Like, we got to deplane someone because they were a turd. Carlos, have you ever watched ACARS messages before?
Not like this. I have seen them at the FBO before. They have a little
Up on the
doodad
screen. Yeah.
on the
A
screen.
dingus?
A dingus.
Is it a dingus?
It's absolutely a
I
dingus.
love a dingus.
Hey, man, whatever strokes, whatever floats your boat, so long as it doesn't sink
I'm
mine.
leaving that alone. I'm leaving that one alone.
Now I
Right.
can't find the download page on ADSB Exchange
For
downloading the software and the instructions that go along with it.
Carlos Felix, where are you at in your installation journey?
I am I'm compiling libacars. Actually, libacars just finished cmaking, so I should be close to installing. Yep. I need actually make us next.
Puerto Rico is on my tourist destination bucket list before I die. That and Scotland. Scotland is where all my people are from. Puerto Rico just looks really cool.
Puerto Rico is really cool, and if you ever want to go down there and decide you want to go, let me know. I'll gladly hook you up with all the information you need for all the good places to go to that you're not normally going to get to go to unless someone tells you to go there, because we try to keep the cool places a secret so that the Americans
you ain't
don't-
going to get me beat up or nothing for my money, right?
No. I mean, if I
Okay.
wanted to do that, I'd just go to your house.
Thank you, Carlos. Jerk. I saw a Travel Channel show or something one time about the governor's mansion there, and it was fascinating.
If I
And
remember right, it is the oldest.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Executive mansion in the New World.
Something like that. Yeah, there's a lot of history. La Fortaleza, is that
La
correct?
Fortaleza, yes.
I can't say it with that cool accent. I say it with Chicago-Bama accent.
This is many years, senor, of practicing with my Corinthian leather.
New flight.
That's my Kankakee Bama. That's my Kankakee Bama accent I got. New plate? You got a new airplane?
Yeah, C-FFLC.
Another Canuck plane.
Yeah,
That is a 737-800 owned by Flair Airlines, squawking 0541. He's at 36,000 feet with a ground speed of 425 knots.
Okay, so I need to find it, and I don't know how to find it. I typed in search, and it found it.
Oh, so up under the search box,
right?
I just typed it, and that's the only plane that shows up for me. Well, it's keeping the other two I've searched for now, but hit that search.
Yeah, so there it popped up. That is the plane.
Oh,
yeah, it's right there. You
setting.
see it's at the top of your map right now. You see the dashed lines? No. Center, lower.
Oh, this one here.
Right there.
Yeah.
Zoom in. There you go. That dashed line.
That guy.
That's your criminal.
Excellent.
Carlos, is there a way to clear off everything else except the one we're trying to look at?
Yes. One of those buttons on the right hand side is the lone survivor kind of thing, and
Oh, there you go. Well, that's only two of them.
That was two.
That's just what's in view.
Okay.
And there you go.
Show only selected aircraft. Perfect. Perfect.
And so I don't know if you guys just saw that, but he flew outside of that dark blue.
Yeah, and
then the dark blue updated because now I can still hear him.
For now.
Excellent.
So let me go back to
my question would be, and I don't know if anyone in the chat has asked this. I haven't seen this. It could be Ric Flair shooter. Is there a way to synchronize this data with my ACARS stream in some way, so I could just show the air? Because see, that would be cool. One of you programmers could do this, so I could just pop up the aircraft that I'm getting ACARS data on, and clear out all the extraneous airplanes.
I am sure that you could grep it in
the schnizzle. You sure you could what?
I'm sure that you could grep it in there.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of, writing some code. Now, I can't write you that code, but
I can't write me that code.
I'm an ideas man. Ideas are more important.
I'm a big picture guy. I condense Wall Street Journal articles down.
Oh, I condense them down too, man. I, ball them up, really nice and tight. Put a lighter under it.
Look at that. See, I just inserted that window into the other window. Look how much of an awesome programmer I am.
You code wizard.
Well, I'm saying use plane plotter.
He's a code wizard. There must be a trick.
I've heard of plane plotter. I've never used it.
So this is doing this the hard way. I believe there's an image from ADSB Exchange that we should try to install.
I don't know that it has ACARS on it, does it?
It's only 7:45, man. Let's do it. We're not anywhere close to the record, so.
One nautical mile is 6,076.115 feet, says Tom.
Yeah, someone said a knot is not a distance measure. It is. A knot is a speed.
There we go. Thank you.
As in knots per hour, like miles per hour, except knots. It's 15% more than a mile. Do
you know where that comes from?
I do.
Yes. Knots on a rope.
Yeah.
That they tossed overboard.
I was there when they invented that. So
I'm not surprised.
He wasn't the one that invented it, though.
I didn't invent it. I just know the guy. Bob Knott.
Credit for it.
Right.
Bob Knott. It is so weird, man. I don't know, volts and amps and ohms and all that stuff, they're named after people. I'm sure you guys know that, but could you imagine
a McGrain? How many McGrains is that?
Hey Jim, check out this thing I just figured out. I'm going to call it a McGrain. Jim's like, shut up, Steve. But somehow Alexander Volta, he was able to make it stick. I guess that was back when people actually cared about each other, Jim.
I guess.
What are we going to do tonight, Pinky?
Same thing we do every night.
we do every night. Try to take over the planet. Noff. Pinky, are you pondering what I'm pondering?
What does it taste when you have pizza that has pineapple and ham on it?
I don't know, Brain, but me and Pippi Longstocking, I mean, what would the kids look like?
Right?
I used to remember a whole ton of those because my ex-kids used to watch that. And my nephew and niece used to watch that.
I need to download all of that and play it for my nephew and sit down and watch that stuff with my nephew because
I actually want to get all the Pinky episodes. Where I
have you seen them curse?
No.
So go to YouTube and search for Pinky and the Brain cursing, and the two guys that did the voices sat down at a Comic-Con and did a session where they're just going completely blue. Oh, it is gloriously funny.
I'll have to watch that.
It is. You'll cry. You'll laugh so hard.
There's a YouTube channel called geez, I can't think of the name of it. It'll come to me in a minute. Whatever. So they do covers of songs, and they change the style. So like they did.
Thinking about Postmodern Jukebox.
Thank you. That's it. Jesus. I watched the channel. Love them.
Seen them live, man. Listen, if Postmodern Jukebox comes to your town, it is worth the $20 for admittance.
Oh hell yeah!
It's a fun show.
The three things that stick out in my mind that they've ever done was their live one take Journey video, where they did "Don't Stop Believing," which is outstanding. Postmodern Jukebox. If you like music, go look them up. The other one was where they did. Dream On, like in a slow blues style. That was awesome. But the one I was thinking of was they do the theme song from Pinky and the Brain. And the two guys who voice Pinky and the Brain are in the video. They're the bartenders at the back of the video. And they have dialogue in the video, in character dialogue. As in they're Pinky and the Brain faking at being human bartenders for the video.
Okay, so now that I have libacars downloaded, installed, and compiled,
I digress.
Sorry, I want to.
No, it's okay. I kind of went off on a.
I want to ping here, Steve, and see. Is my next step to do the make, build, and cmake for? But I need to download something first.
I think so, Brian. But the next time you put the trousers on the chimp.
Directly.
I didn't see everything that you did. It looks like you did it. So now go back to ACARS.
Well, that's just it. I haven't downloaded ACARS yet.
Okay, so go back, go up 2 folders, and then go download ACARSDec.
Oh, you're not going to run the same one you were running, the 82?
No, it
doesn't appear to be working. So.
Oh, okay. Well, you changed OSs. I didn't know if you.
So ACARSDec, the stuff that I have here from Weedhoff doesn't have instructions. So basically, I'm going to get what from the ACARS decoder website from satsignals.eu.
No, if Weedhoff has one, share out your browser screen.
I'm afraid.
Yeah, we all are.
We are too.
It's a risk I'm willing to take, Carlos.
Let me pull this browser window separate and share that.
Good idea.
Because.
Listen, LC, that is not right. That was the music that came with it. I didn't pick it. I was just too lazy to change it. I have much better taste.
He likes to just complain.
Screen.
No, I'm not taking responsibility for it, man.
Okay, here we go. So there we are. I'm on the ACARSDec for Weedhoff.
Okay,
see you,
so
Phil.
That's the one. So go back up to the top and see that big green code button. What is your preferred method of downloading those things?
Oh, HTTPS would be just fine.
Okay, so now go back to your terminal.
Terminal, there we go. And get that. Get pool, right?
Get clone.
Clone.
Share that screen out.
Let me get back there. Hang on. Let me stop the screen. Dear what the heck? Stream Deck, StreamYard. Let me share more than one screen at once, please.
No.
How many screens you got there, Carlos?
Well, I got like 15 windows, so
no. Physical.
You have to share a
screens.
screen. You can share a display and then drag windows into it.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the one.
I only have the one.
Git clone. Do that thing. Do it.
Do it.
And then what are you using? Regular RTL-SDR?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So cd into ACARSDec, mkdir build.
I just like dark mode, LC.
So this is a terminal. This really isn't dark mode, but there's a high amount of contrast, which makes it good for streaming.
It's also easier to read.
And then cd build.
Tom,
And
see you, buddy. Thank you
let
for
me get
stopping
this
by.
all the way out before you press enter. cmake space .. space dash capital D RTL lowercase, no space, equals no space between RTL and capital D.
Oh, really?
And then capital ON. And then there you go.
Compiling.
Nice.
Oh, that was fast.
librtlsdr not in path. So you have to
Using the
install.
library.
What's Jim doing?
I was tinkering.
Ah, okay.
Somebody turn off the dang cricket or kill it.
If I could find it, I would.
That's a noisy cricket.
It is a very noisy cricket, and it makes it impossible to record videos in this garage right now.
Yeah.
Sticking to it.
So at some
Seems
point,
like it would be.
while Carlos is doing that, at some point we should be able to see some more interesting messages on this screen, right?
More as in a quantity or more as in more interesting?
More
Both.
interesting. Well, yeah, both. I mean, the reason I'm not seeing more as in quantity is my location and my antenna and
Right.
yada yada yada. My height above ground.
I would have thought that there would have been more stuff you would have been picking up from MSP. I mean, as far as the crow flies, 70 miles is not far.
And these messages are not terribly exciting.
Do I have an adapter I can throw on this thing and put a 2-meter antenna on it? Because I have an external 2-meter antenna right now.
Right.
And if I
How
have an
close are
adapter,
you to Chicago?
100 miles.
100
As the
miles
crow
or
fly-
so?
as the crow
You
fly-
should
as
be
the
able
crow
to get
Well, I
fly.
mean, you should have airplanes flying over you. Well, I mean, between
yeah,
Indianapolis, between Indianapolis, ARTCC, and Chicago, you ought to have about 1 billion airplanes. Yeah. Indy Center and Chicago Center. You're probably about halfway between the two centers. Leo, I like Leo, Jeff. He is good.
So cmake, is it?
Yeah.
I have also watched
Dot,
Steven
dot,
Seagal.
dash
Steven
capital D.
Seagal's.
Oh, Steven Seagulls is awesome.
Capital D.
Thunder. Oh, I've got a real message. Capital D RTL equals on.
I would throw out the Hindley Street Country Club.
Okay, I'm missing something.
Hindley Street Country
hyphen
Club.
capital D. So install librtlsdr. You can probably do it with apt. Because I'm assuming you don't have it installed.
Oh, you know what? I had it installed on the other
On the
one,
other
but I guess-
Pi.
Damn, that cricket. Unable to locate librtlsdr.
So it's probably like RTL-SDR_dev or something. So search for that.
Hello, TI Ham Radio from Costa Rica.
Okay, so is
Costa Rica.
apt search?
Yep.
RTL.
I like Deep Purple. They're good band.
You know, another thing I haven't done is I haven't done an upgrade on this
Right.
yet. So, okay, Osmo SDR.
So I would go with package number 2, librtlsdr-dev. Yeah, there you go. Working that memory.
Good choice, Phil. I've watched them.
Okay, so while you're doing that, I got a message. AGFSR RV1685/12/13/something. Still don't know what it means, but hey, it's cool.
Let's see.
Well, that looks.
Those are okay, so that's a destination. Those are airport codes. YUL, YYJ are 2 Canadian airport codes, I believe. I know YYZ is Canada, and I think YYJ and YUL probably are as well. That is going to be a departure time or arrival time, maybe. I mean, aren't we past the 55Z?
No,
I know we're coming up.
We're in 00 Zulu, right? 58 Zulu right now.
Yeah, so that's that's a departure or arrival time.
So you can see the time of the message, and then Jim's talking about this part here being 0055 Zulu. So
right before that, Steve, is your departing and arriving airports. I would guess they left YUL and they're going to YYJ, because that's the way they always put departures ahead of arrivals.
Right.
Then the next things are...
YYZ is a song by Rush.
Yeah. That's their hometown, I think, is Toronto.
Okay, so we have...
Let's see. So I don't know what that is afterwards. And then... So those slash numbers toward the last third there, not those, that batch in the middle. So probably some of that is people on board, pounds of fuel, not in order. I don't know what M49 is. I'm guessing the 319027 is a weight as well. And that might be 58,000 pounds of fuel. I don't really know. These are standardized format messages for whatever company this is.
It's encoded, not encrypted.
Right, it's an encoding, correct. And then that's a time on the end in local time, 2255, 2309.
Marvin says that 4648/0915 are
Latlons. That's what that seemed like, yeah. It's a weird format, but yeah, 46 degrees, 48.4 minutes north, yeah. Okay. 9155.3 west. Yep, Marvin, way to go. I looked at that and didn't see it, but now I do.
Now you can't unsee it. All right, let's see where Carlos is.
That was cool.
You did make, so do make install.
Yeah, I got sidetracked by the reading of
Sudo
denied.
install.
Sudo make install there, big guy. Or do you say sudo?
I say sudo.
Me too.
Sudo is the proper way. It's the wrong way pronunciationally, but it's the right way because that's what we all do.
And it's GIF for the love of Almighty God,
Yes,
not
it's
GIF.
It's a GIF file.
GIF is peanut butter.
So
whackers.
sudo is super user do. So sudo sudo.
Ooh, Carlos Felix, it looks like things are happening.
Yep, you got
Let's
it.
see.
So now you need a command line.
Well, what I'm looking for is to see if it has that HTTP available to it. It does
Oh,
not.
Marvin, I liked you up until then, Marvin.
So I'm going to tail log syslog.
YUL is Montreal. John, what is YYJ?
Let me look for the config file.
I could look that up. I'm too lazy. The chat will do it.
Victoria.
I don't know if that's a typo or the name of the city.
All right,
Just
so
try it, see if it's there.
Right.
I need to type. What am I doing? 131.55. There's got to be more than this. What should my command line be, Steve?
ACARSDec -p -8 -r0 131.525
Victoria.
131.725.
Bill, see, I didn't know if that was a typo or if it was really named Victoria. I felt it was probably Victoria, but
131.525. 131.825. And
Jeff, I'm a
you should be good to
SU
go.
dash kind of guy. I don't do all that pseudo garbage. I just change the route and move on with my life.
Do I need to run this as root?
No.
No, you should not have to.
There you go.
Oh,
You're doing
look at
it.
that, Carlos. It's
got an
doing
antenna?
the thing.
So now I have an antenna, but it's also the short whip for 1090.
Not the dummy load.
What I'm thinking is I need to figure out if I have an adapter here to go from PL259 to SMA, which I might. And if I do, then I can put my 2-meter antenna on it because A is outside and B is 2 meters, right? So let's see. Do I have something to convert? I can go to BNC, and from BNC I can go to SMA, and from is it SMA? Yep, I can do that. I can do that.
SMA mucho.
Como si fuera la última vez que me hablé.
Yes, Communications and Cigars is not on tonight.
I thought he was coming back with that.
I don't know.
Maybe he said something. He might have said something about his schedule.
See if anybody else is in the schedule behind us because we are overtime.
Phil, that probably doesn't work because they don't have you in the sudoers file, and I think you can also just disable sudo. See, now I'm saying it wrong. Sudo.
Okay, so I have my 2-meter antenna connected to this thing now.
Or they have TCP wrappers on your system, and it's just disabled completely.
Oh, you're downloading already, Carlos.
As soon as I put a better antenna on, look at that.
I really want to find out what that reassembly skipped message is, because you're getting some flight data, but...
United Airlines.
So the question is UA 2549 near me? It must be.
That looks like
It has to be.
arrival time, 010402, or a message time. That's awful specific for an arrival time, down to the
The
seconds.
Green Mountain Maniac is online? Is that who that is? KG2MM?
I don't know.
Air Inc. I used to work for
What am I
Air Inc.
looking for? UAL 2549. 25. No, I don't have UAL 2549 in
So
my
that's
scope.
the flight ID, but look up the tail number N37252.
And
37252.
252.
because on commercial flights, the call sign is the flight number, and I'm not seeing it UAL or the tail number for that matter. So,
Carlos, I don't know what you did, but I'm looking at it right now. It's over Lake Michigan, buddy.
Well, we will keep looking and see about an ACARSD.
It's not in my
GUI.
reception. That's what I'm saying. It's not in my.
You're
in my
on
ADS
your own. You're on your own dingus. Yeah,
I'm on my ADSB receiver. I wanted to see if I could correlate the two, right? So, KQ, copy that. Let me see if I can
UAL
find
2549. That's him.
nothing on KQ. So, Northwest 1377.
This is interesting. So, that's United Airlines. It's showing American registry, but this is showing a Canadian tail number.
Yay.
Or else that's a different airplane I'm looking at. I bet that is. I didn't
Well,
clear this other.
I'm getting a
I didn't
lot.
clear this. I didn't clear this other crap off of here.
I'm getting a lot of messages on this. Well, then again, the antenna is outside, so I should, right?
Yes, you should. Where
Yeah,
you
you're
are,
going crazy.
yeah.
I'm not in a normal flight path.
Wow, there's some serious content here.
There he is. So he's over northern Illinois, west of Lake Michigan. Looks like he's damn near about air. Yeah, he's in the pattern to descend at O'Hare, it looks like.
So, are they asking for more Stoli vodka here on that?
Right.
You know?
Well, folks, I think we
Kilo.
actually got it accomplished. We got to the end of the show. We have the software installed. We're downloading and decoding ACARS data. So I will update the
Very good.
description of the video with the commands that we ran. They're fairly straightforward. And then, you know, when time gets back on my side, I'll be able to make some videos on ACARS and on ADSB install on your Raspberry Pi, because you can run them both on the same machine, which is what I'm currently doing. And Ron, I did look up ACARSD for a GUI, but their website, ACARSD.org, is currently foobar.
Really? I
This
stand
is
by my
LC.
statement earlier, you scalawag. LC's a scalawag.
Flight ID, Yankee, X-ray.
All right, Carlos, thank you. Jim, thank you. A good time was had by all.
Oh, yeah.
And next Monday, we're going to do live POTA action. I'm going to be in a park, and everything's going to be set up, and weather permitting, we'll make some POTA contacts. And if not, we'll have a second topic that's a mystery. Because it's a mystery to me, too. We'll
It's
see
always
you
a
all
mystery.
next
He'll
week.
wing it, folks. He'll wing it.
That's right.
See ya.
Guys, see yous.
Bye-bye now.